Hi guys, here it is. More winning. More winning. We just can't get enough winning, I guess. I'm not tired of it. Less than a month. Less than a month and everybody on the left is losing their mind. It's unbelievable what's going on with these people. So the DOGE situation is basically expanding beyond control of the liberals and the left. They are hating every second of it. They are hating every second of their life, of their existence, of their whatever that Elon Musk is involved in DOGE and the government efficiency program, because especially the politicians and the tactics they're using. I'm going to get into it in a little bit, of how they're trying to scare people of what's going on. But let's read about this. This is interesting. This is super interesting because I'm going to tell you why. U.S. judge will not block Elon Musk from firing federal workers accessing data. Okay, so he's trying to access data in the Department of Treasury, the IRS, and all that stuff to basically make the whole thing more efficient. New York routers. A judge on Tuesday declined to immediately block Elon Musk's government efficiency department from directing firings of federal workers or accessing databases, but said the case raises questions about Musk's apparent unchecked authority as a top deputy to President Donald Trump. Washington-based U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan denied, for now, a request by more than a dozen states for a judicial order barring the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, from accessing computer systems at 7 federal agencies or purging government workers while litigation plays out. Musk, the world's wealthiest person, spearheads DOGE, which has taken the lead role in carrying out the Republican president's plans for downsizing and overhauling the federal government. In her decision, Chutkan wrote that the states legitimately call into question what appears to be the unchecked authority of an unelected individual and an entity that was not created by Congress and over which it has no oversight. But the judge said the states had not shown why they were entitled to an immediate restraining order. So, what's happening in the past week or so? DOGE and President Trump are thinning out the government. And President Trump has been on this campaign for a while that the government's way too big. We need to shrink it. There's way too much bureaucracy going on. And that's pretty much it. And when they hear about this, when they see there's layoffs, there's job cuts and all that stuff, the liberals lose their mind because they want everybody to be a federal employee. They want everyone to work for the government. So when that happens, government kind of blows up and becomes huge and massive and unchecked. And when it gets too big, it becomes uncontrollable. Now, what accesses do they have to the databases? Now, keep in mind, Elon Musk used to be a co-owner of PayPal. He already had access to a bunch of people's banking information, login information, bank accounts, money transactions, and all that stuff. Now he's going into the Treasury. Now, here's why the politicians are antsy. Because it's not about me or somebody else's information they're worried about. They're worried about their own information. They're worried about their own finances that they're hiding. That they're going to get exposed of the corruption that they're in. The insider trading and all that stuff. That's what they're worried about. This is why the politicians make so much noise, because they're the dirty ones. They are the ones are worried about themselves. They're not worried about me or you or anybody else. They're not worried about the normal Joe. They're not worried about the white collar individuals and the information being disclosed to an agency worker or a department worker of DOGE. That's not what they're worried about. They're worried about themselves. Besides, the Treasury Department has access. Most of those people don't have a clearance. All those people have access to people's information. And the people at DOGE have been vetted. They have been vetted. They're not just rogue individuals they found on the street to bring in. They have been vetted. So, and when you keep this team small, and if there's any certain leaks, you could clearly find where the leak came from. It's very easy to narrow it down. But when you have a large pool of people, then the situation becomes murky, because now it's so many different people you have to go through to find the leak. Keep that in mind. Let's continue reading. Chutkan could eventually rule in favor of the states, but said in her ruling that their request for an emergency court order was too broad and speculative. Representatives for the White House did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays, one of the officials who brought the case, said in a statement that her office will continue to fight in court to protect the rights of all Arizonians from unconstitutional executive overreach. Representatives for the other attorneys general did not immediately respond to requests for comments. DOGE has swept through federal agencies, slashing thousands of jobs and dismantling various programs since Trump returned to office last month, and put Musk in charge of rooting out what they see as wasteful spending as part of the president's dramatic overhaul of the government. Now, here's the funny part. CNN did a polling showing that people are supportive of these audits, because it shows how much waste and corruption is going on within the government. Again, once the government becomes too big, it makes it a lot easier for people to use, abuse, and defraud the government, because accountability goes out the window. There's way too many pieces to play. There's way too many things to track. So guess what? They might get away with it. Sometimes they don't, because they expose themselves because of overspending, lavish lifestyle, and X, Y, and Z. And which I'm surprised how Nancy Pelosi and all those long-term Democrats were able to become multi-millionaires on a government servant salary. Nobody questions that. This is why most of these politicians are crying wolf, and they're saying, oh, they're coming after the normal people. They want your information. They want this and they want that. But in reality, they're scared. In reality, it's them that they're worried about. Themselves and the millions of dollars they made screwing over the people who they said they're serving. That's the reality of it, guys. That's the reality of it. Every single politician and every single person who was running for presidency said the government's too big, we should make it smaller. It's not a normal thing, right? We've heard it from so many different people, from Democrats and Republicans. But nobody had the balls to do it. Nobody actually took the time. Nobody actually did anything about it, because they were all in the same pool of corruption. But now, the new sheriff is in town. He's gonna dismantle the whole thing, make it shrink, make it small enough that's manageable and not wasteful. I don't see anything wrong with that. Do you? Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Peace out.